When you look at, okay, you guys did kind of address the major question mark when the season ended, which was re-signing Aaron Nola. But other than that, nothing major splashy really this offseason. Do you feel comfortable essentially running it back? Should that be if everything remains status quo before opening day, or are you comfortable with it?
If we stood pat, going to spring training the way we are, I'm really, we've won more playoff games than any other team in baseball the last 2 years. So we just haven't won the big one, and that's the next goal. And I think everybody's going to be highly motivated. I'm fully confident in the group that we have.
Speaking of winning the big one, I know at the winter meetings you said you felt like this past postseason seemed like such a great opportunity to potentially finish what wasn't finished from the season prior. How much do you think October of 2023 still sticks with this group now?
I think it sticks big time with them. It really does. And I think we all realize how close we were this year. And we were the year before, but we were in a really good spot this year, and it got away from us. So we have to make sure the next time we go through this that we put the hammer down and finish it.
Back in the 70s and the 80s, the Sixers got to the finals a few times and didn't get the job quite done until they eventually did in 83, and their motto throughout that time was, "We owe you one, we owe you one." The way that this city it seemed like they dove in. They were so in love with this team, especially last year and the season before, the group of guys you have. Does it feel sort of like for the city, the way that they've come, I mean, everything with Trey last year, that they're excited to try to give it another shot for the fans especially now?
Absolutely. My first 4 years here, we didn't do a whole lot of winning. So you saw one side of the fan base only. And now that we've started to win, you get into playoff mode, you win games in the playoffs, you win series. Now you see the other side of these passionate fans. So they appreciate it. They appreciate, now I think our guys understand the fan base a lot better now than they have in the past. And so they appreciate it and they want to get it done. And they feel like, in a way, we're all one. The team's part of the fans are part of the team, they all work together. And I think it's a really, really neat thing that we've got going here. I think that guys truly believe that we've got a great chance to win a world championship here.
Speaking of truly believe, a big part of that belief has been just how much the addition of Bryce Harper over these years has impacted what the Phillies can do. He's been injured, at least in some sense, for the past few seasons. How excited are you to potentially have, knock on all of the wood, a fully healthy Bryce Harper back? I mean, he seems so reinvigorated by getting to play first base last year. Like, there's a lot to be excited about when it comes to the possibilities he presents.
Yeah, we've seen in the last 2 years, we've seen essentially 1 year out of the 2 years. And just to get him on the field in that lineup on a daily basis for 160, how many ever games he plays a lot, it just helps everybody so much. And also the fact that having Trey here, and he understands Philly, he's comfortable now here, he can just go out and put his body on autopilot and just go play and doesn't have to worry about all the other stuff and answering the questions about the contract and this and that. So having those two things this year is going to be a huge factor for us. Also the guys, and I've mentioned a few times, the guys that went to the WBC last year got off to a slow start. Whatever that was, I don't know. But just having them in spring training, for the entire spring training, I think will benefit everybody as well.
And then finally, as another season approaches, do you ever reflect on like your personal journey? It's years of being an assistant, and then all of a sudden, I know you were kind of considering, in some sense, retiring in the near future, take over as interim. You get over that metaphorical hump with this team that now it seems like the belief is 100% there that they can really do some damage in the postseason. Do you ever reflect on how kind of sharply everything took a turn, maybe a different direction than you thought it might?
Yeah, it's like how the team has the mindset of the team has gone from like kind of a negative to a positive. Same thing with this, is that it's like that, it happened. But I enjoy it because I enjoy the players, and I just love being in the clubhouse. We got a great clubhouse, great team. These guys have a lot of fun. So as long as I'm having fun, I'm going to keep doing it. But it was quick. It didn't take long before it all set in.
Yeah, it swung from relaxing in a relax
Yeah.
inn in upstate
I'd
New
be in
York
Hawaii
to
right now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you for being here instead of Hawaii, Rob. We
Appreciate it.
appreciate your time.
Thanks.